Hello and welcome back. So this video is for class 12 and we will continue with the chapter moving charges and magnetism. So previously we have seen the concept of the magnetic dipole moment. Okay, I hope that concept was completely understood. Today we will be seeing some more concepts related to the same. Okay, so let's begin. So here is what we have seen. We saw that the magnetic moment or magnetic dipole moment is given by M equal to IA. Right? Of course, we write it in the vector form as vector M equal to I into vector A. SI unit of magnetic moment is ampere meter square. Okay. Now remember, this magnetic dipole moment is a very important concept. Right? Why it is important? We require the magnetic dipole moment to have a magnetic field. Okay, so any kind of magnetic field, to have that field, we need to have the magnetic moment present over there, right? And this magnetic moment is given as a function of current. So if we have a current flowing, it will have a magnetic moment, and if magnetic moment is there, we will have a magnetic field. Correct? That is why this concept is very important to understand. That is one thing. Next, Ampere told us that we can imagine any current loop as a magnetic dipole moment. So what he said is, if we have a current loop, right, a loop from which an electric current I is flowing. If it is a small loop at a very large distance, you can imagine this loop is actually an elementary loop. Correct? It can be imagined as an elementary magnetic dipole moment. Correct? So basically our magnets, right, the magnets that we see, they contain a large number of such kind of magnetic dipoles. Okay, and it is because of these dipoles that we get the magnetic field. Correct. Now in these magnets, they are having the magnetic dipole moment because of the elementary particles, the electrons which are present there. Electrons have something called as a spin magnetic moment. Okay, we will see more about this in some later chapters, but it is because of these spin magnetic moments that we actually get the magnetic field. Correct? So anyways, so according to Ampere, a current loop can be imagined as a magnetic dipole moment. Now let us see some formulae based on these current loops or magnetic dipole moment. In the notebook, I have given the entire derivation. You will be finding it there. Here I will not do the derivation. We will only see the formulae. Okay, so let us see the first one. So if we have a current loop for a point on the axis of the loop, okay, at a distance x from the loop, the magnetic field B will be given by mu naught M upon 2 pi into x. Okay, so this is the magnetic field for a point on the axis of the loop. So any kind of current loop at a point very much far away, here we have assumed x is very far away, magnetic field will be given by this formula mu naught M, where of course M is nothing but the magnetic dipole moment of this current loop. Okay, so that is for a point on the axis of the loop. For a point in the plane of that loop at a distance x from the center, the magnetic field, that is for a point on the plane, the magnetic field B is given by mu naught M upon 4 pi x cube. Okay, this is for a point on the plane of the loop. In the notes you will find I have given an analogy between the magnetic dipole moment and electric dipole, magnetic field and electric field. Okay, there you will find these formulae and their relations with the electric dipole. So make a note of those. Okay, and the derivation is a very simple one that is also given over there. So I am sure with that you will be able to understand both these concepts. Now let us derive the magnetic dipole moment of a revolving electron. Okay, now as I told you, a flowing electric current will actually produce a magnetic field. So a charged particle like an electron, okay, an electron when it moves around the nucleus, it basically constitutes an electric current, correct, a flow of charge. So that electron which is revolving around the nucleus, that will actually produce a magnetic dipole moment. So now we are going to find what will be the magnetic moment of this electron. So here we have a single electron which is moving around the nucleus. Okay, the radius of that orbit is r, and this is our nucleus, which will have a charge equal to z into E. E is the charge of our electron, which I am sure is known to you as 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulombs. Correct? So now we want to find out how much will be the magnetic dipole moment of this electron. So let us start with the derivation. So because this electron is moving around the nucleus, correct, we can call it as an electric current. So the electric current I will be given by charge upon time. So charge of an electron, that is E divided by time. Time, we will take the time to complete one complete rotation. So that is the periodic time, that is denoted by capital T. So we get I is equal to E by T. Let us call this equation number 1. Now we know that the periodic time, capital T, is given by 2 pi upon omega, where omega is nothing but the angular frequency, and we also know that omega is equal to V upon R. So we will get, therefore, capital T is equal to 2 pi into R upon V. That will be equation number 2. I hope this is not too confusing. R is the radius and V is the linear velocity. I hope you remember those formulae when we have done the rotation motion in class 11. So that is the same substitutions we have done over here. Okay, and then you can put equation number 2 in equation number 1. We will get, therefore, I equal to, so when this goes over here, we will get E into V upon 2 pi R. Let us call this equation number 3. Okay, now make a note of these formulae. For lack of space, I will be erasing them. So anyways, the current, now we have EV upon 2 pi R. E is the charge of the electron, V is the linear velocity, R is the radius. Okay, so let us move ahead. Now we want to find out the magnetic dipole moment. So that is M, and M we know is equal to current into area. Correct? That will be the magnitude. Of course, we will get M is equal to IA. Direction you will find out by using the right hand rule. Now here is the case. The electron is revolving. Let us assume it is revolving in the anti-clockwise sense. Correct? Area vector will be pointed outwards. Is that correct? But since electron is having a negative charge, the magnetic moment will actually be pointing inwards. So the magnetic moment here will be inside, remember. Okay, we'll have to make an X to show the magnetic moment. Why? Since the electron is negatively charged, if it was a positive charge, we would have got magnetic field, the dipole moment pointing outwards, correct? Because it is going in the anti-clockwise sense. Since it is a negative charge, it will be opposite to that, so we are getting magnetic moment pointed inside. Okay, that is the only change. So M will be equal to I into A. This magnetic moment we will not denote by M. For the electron we denote it like this, mu L, because it is called as the orbital magnetic dipole moment. So it is denoted by mu L, but don't get confused. Mu L is nothing but magnetic moment, equal to I into A. Now I hope current, the formula we remember for current, that is equal to EV upon 2 pi R, and A, that will be equal to the area, and area will be equal to pi R square. So we will get mu L equal to EV upon 2 pi R multiplied by pi R square. So this R will get cancelled, pi will get cancelled, and therefore we will get mu L is equal to EV R upon 2. Okay, now there are some changes we will be making here. What we will do, we will multiply and divide by M, that is mass of the electron. Okay, so if I multiply and divide this by mass of the electron, I will get this as EVR into Me divided by 2 into Me. Once again, Me is the mass of the electron, and we can see that Me V into R, mass into velocity into radius. So this will be the angular momentum, mv into r. Once again, I hope you remember that from 11th class. So we can write this entire equation as mu L equal to E multiplied by VR me, that will become the angular momentum, that is L divided by 2 times me. So this equation, it gives the magnetic dipole moment. So here is the expression for magnetic dipole moment, mu L equal to E L upon 2me. L, as I said, that is the orbital angular momentum, okay, for that electron. the ratio of mu L to L, that is known as the gyromagnetic ratio. So therefore you will see mu L by L will be equal to E upon 2mE. Okay, that this ratio is called as the gyromagnetic ratio, and you can see the RHS, all these values are constants. Therefore the gyromagnetic ratio will also be a constant. Okay, now let us see the direction. So what will be the direction for this mu L? We will write mu L in terms of direction equal to minus E L upon 2mE. This shows that the direction of the dipole moment is opposite to the direction of the orbital angular momentum. Once again, let me repeat, here we are getting minus sign because it is the electron which is revolving. Okay, if we had found this out for a positively charged particle, this minus sign would not be present. Okay, so in terms of direction, mu L will be opposite to the direction of L. Okay, so I hope this particular derivation was understood, or the entire derivation you will also find in the notes. Now let us see one more concept. So now according to Bohr's theory, when the electron is revolving around the nucleus, it has got some discrete values of angular momentum, and the angular momentum is given by nh upon 2 pi. N stands for the number of the orbit, h stands for the Planck's constant. So anyway, so L is given by nh by 2 pi. So using this we can find the value of magnetic dipole moment for the first orbit, taking n as 1. So if you take n as 1, L will become h upon 2 pi. So this equation will become mu L minimum, right? Minimum because we are taking it for the first orbit where n is equal to 1. So mu L will, minimum will be E into L, where L will take the value h upon 2 pi. So we will get this as E into h upon 4 pi me. All these are constants. Okay, putting the values of these constants, that is charge of the electron, then Planck's constant and mass of the electron, we'll get this minimum value as 9.27 into 10 to the power minus 24 ampere meter square. This minimum value is also known as the Bohr magneton. Okay, sometimes in the exam this question might be asked. Okay, so that is the value. Even if the value you have not memorized, that is fine, but you should remember Bohr magneton, that will give the magnetic dipole moment of the electron in the first orbit. Okay, the minimum value of the magnetic dipole moment. Okay, so that's all for today. Now make sure that you are going through the textbook and you are reading these topics from the text as well, and all these questions that we discussed today, they are present in the class notes. Okay, so complete the notes till this topic. There is one more topic in this chapter, that is about the moving coil galvanometer. In the next class we will complete that. Then with that, moving charges and magnetism will be completed. Okay, if there are any doubts, make sure you are asking. Thank you.